The emotion as the clock expired, obviously down the stretch. Can you just kind of take us inside the intensity, the love of football?
Obviously, we want to try to, play better ball in this road trip than we did our last road trip. And excuse me, I mean they played extremely well on both sides of the floor. And but we kept our composure. We got timely stops. We executed down the stretch and made the plays we needed to make to win the game.
Obviously, triple-doubles for you is nothing new, but 4 straight. What about this one in particular stood out to you?
Because I play like shit. I play like shit tonight. I was not in a good rhythm. I mean, offensively, I wasn't in a good rhythm, but, being able to do other things. And the best thing about my game is that I cannot have any rhythm offensively and still make an impact in the game. And I was able to do that tonight.
What's more surprising for you, that you did it in season 22, or that it took 22 years to do it 4 straight?
Pride that I did it in season 22. Just to have the energy to do that and the effort. I mean, it takes a lot, but also it takes some great teammates along the way too. Those assists only happen when your guys are making shots. And I just try to put the ball on time, on target, and then defensively rebounding, just trying to help on the glass with AD and the rest of the guys, sprinkling in little points from time to time. But waiting 22 years to do something is wild. So it's a good question right there.
You won a championship when you averaged your career high in assists with the Lakers. Obviously, having AD as your teammate. Has there anything been intentional about this approach? The amount of ball distribution that you've been doing as the season has kind of progressed?
No, I don't know, because this is probably the lowest usage rate I've had, in my career. So the ball is not in my hands as much as it's been in the past, but I'm still finding ways, and my guys are finding ways to give me the ball, and I'm able to find them, either in half court or in early transition. Those guys are knocking down shots, but like I said, the last couple games, I think maybe 13, 14 turnovers. I don't like that. I got to get that under control, which I will. I've been doing a pretty good job over the course of the season so far, but being mindful where my guys are as we continue to learn the system, knowing where the plays are, knowing where the passes are, and just trusting my guys as I've always done throughout my career.
You've won a lot of games in your career, played the ball's been in your hands, and it's been an isolation situation, clock going down, and you make the big play. When you guys were down the stretch tonight, it seemed like it was second, third, fourth actions and plays. When you talk about building out trust and what you guys are trying to do, how critical is that kind of late game execution? What does that show you about kind of the buy-in?
No, it's very, very critical that we can, pretty much exhaust the 24-second shot clock and still be able to get a good look. And we did that all the way down the stretch. We put us up 3. We went through multiple actions, got it down, to the point where D-Lo kind of popped back, almost had a shot, dumped it to AD. We go split game. D-Lo comes screen for me. I curl around, get a layup toward, to kind of seal the game. We was able to get a stop, make a couple more free throws, but it's big time for our team that we know we can execute going down the stretch, and it doesn't always have to be in early transition, or it doesn't have to just the ball be in my hands and we isolate or whatever the case may be.
LeBron, Max hadn't played the last 3 games really in the rotation. Steps in tonight with Rui out, has a season high in points, plays really good defense. JJ was talking about him fronting Wemby in the post when you guys went to Reading 1 through 5. What did you see from Max tonight?
Just professionalism. We didn't know until we got here that Rui was out. He went to shoot around this morning at the hotel, but when your number's called, your number's called. And you guys work on that game every day, and I know it's a tough situation for anybody to be in a rotation, then be out the rotation, and then your number's called and you have to go out and produce. But that's what this sport is all about. That's what professional sports is about. When your number's called, you have to go out and do what you can to do, control what you can control. And what he controlled tonight is how hard he was playing. And you go out there and do what you're supposed to do, and the coaches believe in you. We believe in him. Obviously, when he's on the floor, and he just made plays after play after play. So it's great to see that.
In addition to Max, D-Lo had, I think, 13, 6 and 3s. Gabe had a couple bucks also just defensively and offensively. How critical was that been tonight, though, as well as the game?
Obviously, when we move, our bench, has some times, tough time scoring at times throughout the course of the season. But the move to bring D-Lo off the bench just gave us a big time counter. And then we moved one of our guns from the bench and then to the starting lineup, and bringing Dalton to the starting lineup, Max and Gabe picked that up. And, D'Lo just do what he's been doing. So that was just big time for our team that when one guy slides into the rotation, then the rest of the guys also slide and, help us win a ball game. And it was a big win for us. I mean, like I said, we didn't play well on our last road trip, and we knew it was going to be a tough game tonight, with it being the first in-season tournament game for us and them. And then tomorrow's going to be very tough on the back-to-back going to New Orleans. So look forward to that one.
Last two.
You talk about being in year 22. Is it nice to look up and still see Chris Paul out there? And is it harder for a 6-footer to last 20 years in this league?
I don't know if it's hard for a 6-footer. I don't know. I'm 6'9", so I have no idea. But it's always great to see a dear friend of mine still doing what he loves to do.
Last question.
Stephon Castle was over there saying that, after the league came over and told him, some moves he saw that he could have been making. Why did you take the time to do that?
Because I've been doing it for 22 years. Always have. Young talent coming to this league. I've always had an open door policy on guys wanting to get better and learn the game. And what I can see is competition we're running for those 48 minutes. And then right afterwards, I love the young, every crew that come in, every group that comes in every year. I did the same with Jerry McCain the other day when we played in Philly, or when we played against him at home. Did the same with those guys. Those guys are the new breed, and they're going to have to continue to carry this league when the old farts leave. So, I love to see. I love to see that. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
Thank you.
And 80 is ready. So we want to go over and get to 80.
22, 39 years old.
Yeah.
Thoughts on a 58-year-old Mike Tyson stepping back into the ring tonight?
I have no thoughts on that. I have no thoughts on that at all. I wish everybody good health. That's all I can say. Yeah.